Wake up with Carson Daly.
Our first guest survived Barney the Dinosaur, a house full of wizards. She is a platinum-selling recording artist.
Our first guest is an immensely popular and multi-talented young star.
And your choice for TV actress comedy is...
Your choice breakup song is...
And the VMA for Best Pop Video goes to...
Selena Gomez! Please welcome back to our show,
ladies and gentlemen,
Selena Gomez!
Selena Gomez!
I mean, I was up all night creating that just for you, Selena.
Well, thank you. It was very dramatic.
I was just in case you don't realize how big of a deal you really are.
Oh,
I think
that's sweet.
Some of your accomplishments all there. 8:06, you're on AMP Radio. Producer Angie's to your left. You look beautiful this morning. We so appreciate you being here live with us on AMP. It's great to have you.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here.
Can I tell you something? When you really, really had me, I'm just going to get right into this. The new record's coming out on October 9th. You've got 14 tracks on it. We're going to play Same Old Love, which came out last night here momentarily. I'm a fan of a lot of it, but you really had me, and I'm out of your demo and all of that, but you had me at that AMA performance of The Heart Wants What It Wants. And I don't know, when you do that song with the imagery that was behind you and how you did it, the first line of that song is so incredibly vulnerable and your voice is so exposed. But that really, to me, was like, man, Selena Gomez is an artist and she's the real deal.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you for saying that. That's actually the only time I've ever performed that song, and I think it was a moment in my life where I felt a little attacked publicly a lot, and I was kind of dealing with some stuff, and I felt like it was my time and my opportunity to just be honest for the first time and not pretend that everything's okay, and just kind of get that out there. And now I feel like a huge weight has lifted off of me, and now the new record is just like all straight powerful, and it's just incredible. I'm so happy that
you could see that. I don't know if that moment last year was a turning point for you, probably maybe metaphorically in a lot of ways, personally, professionally, musically, but I saw you mouth like thank you Jesus, and it seemed cathartic in that moment that like all that stuff and what it represented, we won't have to get into, was in the past and you could move on. But I really, as a fan, I was like, you know what, Selena Gomez now, like it's gonna be really interesting to see what this first record off Disney Interscope, where she is in her life, young lady, it's going to be good. And then, since then, Good For You, even Same Old Love, it almost seems like you've tapped into that. It's like on Twitter, when the most honest thing you can write is the thing people respond to the most. And that's a hard thing to wrap your head around.
Well, I think once I realized that I can't force anything, and when I'm being myself, I think that's when I feel the most confident. So I thank you for saying that. This is kind of the most exciting thing I've ever done when it comes to just me letting go and just tapping into something that separates me from other artists and feel good about it.
And so what is it with, let's just get into Revival. I mean, just walk me through, you went down to Mexico. What was your process? You just writing? You want to be alone? Are you with other people? Do you listen to music?
I mean, yeah, it took a year to put the album together, and it was the first time that someone in my life really kind of just said, all right, it's up to you. What do you want to do? And I had to figure out what I wanted to say, and even down to picking the first single, it was so stressful. And when I went to Mexico, it was just to remove myself from the environment and get out of my head, and I ended up writing 4 songs there and the title of the album, which is called Revival.
When you're so young and you're in acting and you're doing music and you're doing so much of that at the hand and requests and advice of others, when this time in your life comes, it's like, oh my God, like I have to deal with all this now. Is there a fear with that like, let's see what I'm really made of?
No. I think I'm nervous, but I kind of feel like a pregnant woman on her 9th month. I'm just ready to get the album out. Like it needs to be out, because I think
Angie next to you just had twins. She can relate to that.
Oh my gosh, you look amazing. What? That's so weird. That's crazy.
No, she's like a yoga instructor. It's easy for her.
You're smaller than me.
Oh, please, not even close. But thank you.
No, I think that's when you push yourself. That's when you get your best stuff. So I'm excited for people to dissect it and explore it and see what they're going to talk about, because that's what I want. I want them to talk about my music. I want them to talk about what I think about, what I sing about.
You just released your track list last night on Twitter, right?
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite song on that list that hasn't been released yet?
Oh gosh, they change every day, to be honest.
They're like your babies.
Yes, but Kill 'Em With Kindness is definitely one of my favorites.
That's a great title for a track too.
Yeah, it's kind of expressing deep down what I feel like people are and how they treat people. It's one of the best songs on the record.
Did you have, and we're going to get to Same Old Love here in just one, did you have a good summer in general? I mean, how was your summer?
My summer was awesome. Yeah, I mean, I spent most of it, to be honest, in the studio, but I took a few trips. Got to see my sister. She turned 2, which was awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. Yeah, a little bit of normal stuff and work stuff.
Well, good. Yeah, you got to find that balance. So the artwork came out last night. That's impressive. As I said earlier, you can wear a muumuu and still come off as quite, you're very beautiful. And so that was, that's there. It's
No
lovely.
muumuu there. No muumuu.
Thank you.
You're not wearing, are you wearing anything in the photo?
Yeah,
I
I'm
can't
wearing black shorts. They're high-waisted.
Okay.
So, yeah, it gives the illusion, obviously. But to me, it kind of reminds me of, like, Linda Ronstadt in a way. It's kind of, like, 70s-esque. And,
Yes.
And for me, it was a personal choice because I feel like the past year, there was such emphasis on my image and my body, and I'd never felt like anything like that before. It was really degrading, and it felt really horrible to see the people and what they were saying about me. And I
what
think
would people say about you? How is that even possible?
You had to know. Everybody was calling. I had like weight gain or something for a while.
No, really?
Which was fine. It's fine. I'm just saying that I'm so confident. I'm so comfortable in myself, and this is my time. I don't really care what people say. This is my time.
Good for you.
Well, they can't say it after that photo. Is there pressure because of the Miley Cyruses of the world and everybody else who's so overtly out there with their nudity and sexuality? Does that factor in?
Not at all. I think I respect every single artist and their choices and how they want to express themselves. Ultimately, at the end of the day, that's what it's about. So for me, I'm just doing it my own way.
All right, let's get to Same Old Love. It's the second single off Revival. Tell me about it. I mean, I think it's fantastic. It's such a different sounding song.
Thank you. Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, for a while when I was putting the album together, I was like, all right, maybe we should have one super up-tempo song because we're really staying mid-tempo. It's just really comfortable for me there. It's like funky and cool. And for me, the song represents so many different layers of love because I think as a young woman, the first guy you fall in love with is your dad in a way. That is something that you kind of reflect in your life and you carry that with you. So that Same Old Love can translate into so many things, and I relate to the song obviously, but it's beautiful. I think what it represents, and it's just cool because I love the track, but I also love meaningful lyrics that people
it's got great lyrics. It's got a cool vintage sound. Let's get to it. Same Old Love. Here it is. Selena Gomez live on Amp Radio in Los Angeles at 8:13. We'll continue our chat after this.
Carson Daly.
From Selena Gomez. Let me try this out. On 106.7 K-Rock, KROQ. Carson Daly. It almost feels like it could be an I'm thinking of a little, I love the production on it, definitely does. And your voice it could be a total K-Rock song.
Oh, that's so cool. Thanks
Isn't that
for
cool?
saying that.
Yeah, it's got that kind of cool, like, I don't know, almost reminds me like Gwen Stefani could have, sang that song in a way.
It's
just
really cool. I know. In the bridge kind of, Benny Blanco kind of killed the bridge because it makes it a little bit of a R&B kind of feel in a way.
Yeah, I see that too.
It takes you in a different, it's just kind of you explore with it. I love it. That's
good for you because just this pop music, it just all can sound so similar, and that's I love that you're pushing that. Anybody else you worked with on the album that's coming out that you want to?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of, it was great because I kind of centered the same people and they all knew each other. So I wanted it to kind of feel very fluid. I worked with Hit Boy, Rock Mafia, who did The Heart Wants What It Wants with me. I worked with Max Martin. I got to work with Stargate again, who obviously did this with Benny Blanco. Yeah, and then Justin Tranter and Julia Michaels wrote Good For You. They also basically wrote almost the entire record with me.
Wow, that's cool. Selena Gomez joins us here. It is Amp Radio at 8:17. Producer Angie Carsondale. I mean, we had you on The Voice. As I was telling you a little bit during that song, the commonality between all Adam Levine and Blake Shelton and Usher and CeeLo and Christina, anybody who's ever been on The Voice, myself, is that none of us were excited initially by the whole idea of the reality thing, but The Voice just, I think, tonally got it right. It's obviously a big hit show, but I can't tell you how excited we were that you agreed to do it. I know you don't normally do that sort of thing, and you're coming on to be an advisor for Gwen Stefani's team in our battle rounds. How was it for you?
It was such a learning experience for me because, like you said, I didn't really want to do those kind of shows because I don't know how I feel about necessarily judging people, but The Voice isn't you're not judging them, you're helping them. And they always made that aware when I was there. They would never call them contestants. They would say it's about an artist, and I loved that. And I think it was such a cool experience because Gwen and I actually had really cool conversations about her style of music and her voice, and we kind of thought the same on that. And she's like, I just look up to her. I'm in awe of her.
It's
she's
Gwen
cool.
Stefani, right?
I know.
Yeah.
She's just like a porcelain doll. I would stare at her. I'm like, can you hug me and tuck me in at night, please?
Can I put you in my pocket?
Yeah.
You would be a great coach, but I'm glad that was a good experience for you. It's already been shot. Everybody will see it when it comes out this year. So let me just cover a couple quick things. You're still acting a little bit? Because I know you got the Hotel Transylvania 2 deal coming out.
Yeah, it was cool. This summer I got to do a few things, fun projects, because I love acting. It's just as important to me and an escape, too, in a way. So, yeah, Hotel Transylvania 2 is an animation I did with Andy Samberg and Adam Sandler, and that comes out in September.
Did I
And
see
you shot
pictures
with
of you on the set of Neighbors too, right?
I'm not really allowed to talk about that.
Yes, no.
But I'm not
Yes,
really
no.
saying
There are
that.
some pictures in a really
Yes.
hot pink
Yes.
dress. I saw those. I don't know where they were.
No, not me. I cannot confirm nor deny. I also want to mention you are throwing a very special event for your fans here in Los Angeles. It's going to be September 16th. It is at a secret location. It's going to help, with the upcoming release of Revival. We have one AMP radio listener and their guest are going to get to win passes into the special event. I don't know if you want to speak on that at all, but we're going to give it to caller 20 right now at AMP Radio. So please
That's
call.
so exciting. It's a surprise, but I wanted to kind of have an interactive way of releasing the record. Even when I released the track listing, we kind of made it into a video, and I'm really excited to kind of include my fans on everything in this next chapter. So there's some surprises.
Well, that's cool. So we'll have an AMP listener and your guest. You'll meet Selena and go to that very special event. Listen, I know you're nuts. Thank you so much for getting up and looking as lovely as you do. Most people come in here in sweats and a backwards hat, which is fine too.
Wait a minute. I did not know I was allowed to do that. Hang on.
Come in your jammies.
Revival is the album that we're looking forward to. Ladies and gentlemen, it is out October 9th. Selena Gomez, truly a pleasure. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Carson.
The most music every hour with Carson Daly. 97.1 AMP Radio.